All right. Well, hi, hello, and welcome to Extending Agentforce with Partner-Built Agent Actions. Today's exciting webinar is sponsored by Salesforce and produced by SmartBrief. My name is Jess Steinbach with SmartBrief at Future B2B, and I'm so happy that I get to be here to be your moderator for this conversation today because we are going to explore some real-world examples of how Agentforce is transforming service, sales, marketing, and commerce. And the best part is today that we are not just looking at slides or talking in theory. We are actually going to hear from 3 members of the Agentforce Partner Network who are going to walk us through some of their insights, some strategies, and best of all, demos so that you can see these real world impacts and opportunities in action. There is a lot to be excited about in our conversation today. We definitely have some great things ahead. So I'm going to zip through just a few housekeeping points and get us on our way as quickly as possible. What I want to start out with, and what I think is the most important, is interacting. We want to hear from you. So we're going to take a little tour of your audience console. If you haven't already found it right now, find a little window that has handouts and questions. Now, the handouts tab is very important, absolutely chock full of cool resources and things that you do want to spend more time with once we wrap our webinar. Don't go down that rabbit hole just yet because we've got a whole lot in store for you, but make sure you've got those links open and ready. But take one hop over now with me to the questions window because this is where you're going to be able to interact with our speakers and we want to hear from you. So you can give a little test run right now, make sure everything's working, make sure you're alive and awake out there. So let's send some little highs and hellos. Let us know how your day is going. We're all kind of coming back in from the holidays. I know some of us are really tired. Some of us are feeling super well rested. Where are you at? How's your day going? We want to hear from you. And then as we go throughout our day together, make sure you get those questions into our speakers. And the other thing you can use that questions window for is to reach out if you do have any technical issues. Now, I do want to mention that a browser refresh usually clears out any of the possible tech gremlins. But hey, sometimes they're really clingy. So if that browser refresh is not fixing something with slides or audio or whatever kind of possible thing comes up for you today, you can post a message in that questions window and let us know that you need a hand, and our team will be there to help you out. I see some of those highs and hellos coming in. Hey, Larry. Hey, Kim. How's it going? Charles. And we've got Bob. We've got Eric, Bradley, and Jason, Rohan, Richard. Oh, man, whole awesome crew. I love this. You guys are all taking directions very well. I love that. Thank you for saying hi and hello. Keep those coming as we go through our day. And it is not just wonderful content that we have coming at you and great conversations, although obviously lots of those in store. We also have a $250 Amazon gift card as a prize drawing that we will give away at the end of our webinar. So stay tuned for that. You do need to be here in live attendance in order to win that prize. And you do need to meet all of the SmartBrief prize terms and conditions. They are linked for you in that handouts tab if you do have any questions about those. All right, well, that was it for the housekeeping. That was a lot of information very quickly. I am going to breathe a little bit first. That's an important thing. And I'm going to bring out my wonderful friend Matthew here, who is going to help kick us off by getting to know a little bit about Salesforce and kind of exploring a little bit about what we're talking about today. Matthew's got all the good stuff. This is, of course, Matthew Perrin, Senior Product Director at Salesforce. Matthew, thank you so much for being here and kicking things off today.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here today as we get a chance to hear from some of the impressive partners building on Agentforce. My name is Matthew Perrin, and I'm the Senior Product Director for Platform Extensibility at Salesforce. It is my privilege to share a few words about partner build actions for the agentic AI era. And make no mistake, we are in what we call the third wave of AI. We've moved beyond predictive AI, and co-pilots are already in the rear view. Here's what you should take away from the talk today. Employees up and down organizations will soon be orchestrating not just people, but also digital labor. To make this happen, we're going to see an unfolding of agents, from those built for discrete tasks, to those built for collaborative multi-agent systems, to those built for enterprise-level collaboration. This holds the promise of rewriting how businesses operate and improve job satisfaction for so many. And of course, a crucial pillar of this vision is our partners and the agent actions many of them are building. The pace of change over the last year has been staggering, and this session's your chance to get an inside look at what's being built and the strategies behind it. Now, let me tell you, I remember speaking to a bunch of partners early last year. We made the announcement that partners would be able to build Copilot apps. Just think about how far the technology's come. But before I go any further, forward-looking statements. Salesforce is a publicly traded company, and customers should base their purchasing decisions on products and services that are currently available. Now, here's a quick look at our agenda. I'm going to start by addressing briefly what we're doing at Salesforce to meet this AI moment. There's some pretty fundamental changes happening in the industry. I'll then hint on some of the specifics of how agents work with actions being built for our partners. This will put us all in the mindset to really understand what each of our partners are doing with their approach to agentic AI. And then at the end, we'll have some Q&A. Now, this is all very exciting, but my most important message to you all is one of gratitude. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for all you're doing to lean in with us and with the platform we continue to build for you. So many have already been enabled on Agentforce and are building agent actions. This kind of motion is instrumental with how we go forward with our partner ecosystem, and I'm excited to continue accelerating this work with you all. Now, when we talk about big ideas at Salesforce, we often use a slide like this. It shows the challenges we are facing down the left and the vision for the future on the right. To make this real, I'm going to share a quick little story. Now, I spent years in the restaurant industry, both working on the inside and building digital tools. And what I heard then about being overwhelmed is only increasing today. Companies and restaurants can optimize to a point, but the kind of hospitality customers want and deserve constantly seems just out of reach. It's like what happened to a good friend of mine the other day. They were booking a table for their spouse's birthday, but when they got there, and it ended up being outside in the cold Washington, D.C. winter. Not the kind of setting you want for a birthday. And not the kind of experience the restaurant wants to deliver for such a special occasion. So for this business and so many others around the world, they're looking to AI as the answer. So when you think about the disappointment of spending your spouse's birthday outside in the cold, it's easy to see the value of this third wave of AI. When something like a front of the house hospitality agent takes a reservation, it knows this isn't just any regular evening out. It's a special occasion, and one where the restaurant could engage an outside artist to have a special gift delivered to the table marking that big day. It also means the restaurant can prepare that one special off-menu item, which the couple have had many times before, but was recently taken off the menu. It also means seating the couple in the section and with this specific server who's gotten to know them over the last few years. Now, I don't think anyone is pulling off this kind of agentic experience yet, but what this example shows is how agents can drive higher revenue, deliver a better customer experience, and augment employees so they can focus on doing what they do best. What the story also shows is how specialized agents we can see are already excelling at some of these routine but critical business operations. What we then expect to see next is collaboration amongst each of them. The booking agent collaborating with the artisan gift agent and even the staff scheduling agent, all working toward the same common hospitality ideal. I'll say this, we are on the cusp of foundational change where specialized agents can collaborate within the same company toward a common business goal. With this change, more so than ever, we're going to see a world when employees start managing their own teams of agents. It will be like, as I shared a few months ago, everyone will be a manager where you have AI that works for you. This was a big idea then, but increasingly feels like we know how to get there. To do it, however, we need a breakthrough technology. And that breakthrough technology is Agentforce. And Agentforce is here. It's the solution that delivers the agentic reasoning, memory, and planning to support the specialized agents of today and multi-agents and even ensemble AI agents of tomorrow. Agentforce is at the center of everything we're doing with agents. It's built on the platform and benefits from 25 years of investment in data, security models, and the like, which is essential to delivering trusted agents to customers. And of course, Agentforce is trusted. The Einstein trust layer is a crucial competitive advantage and protects your users from harm. As a platform leader, as a leader in platform extensibility, I personally celebrate every new touch point the platform scales to, oftentimes being built in a way I never expected. Extensibility is what our platform's all about, and the way Agentforce is helping customers scale processes, add efficiency, and increase focus on the real tasks that matter is just incredible. Now more so than ever, partners have the ability to build solutions which extend across the entire Salesforce platform and have the opportunity to meet customers in their flow of work. What this means is, together we can cross the boundaries of CRM. To make this possible, Agentforce is designed with built-in AI and low-code tools to create value faster. And we're providing a path for partners to extend Agentforce using actions, topics, and agents. These are the building blocks of everything I'll be sharing today. And importantly, we're not just focused on building great products, we're investing in the larger agent ecosystem. What this slide shows is how we're investing up and down the agent value chain. We're delivering the tools to allow businesses to access Agentforce outside of Salesforce, inside partner applications, like Workday, where we're delivering an employee service agent powered with Salesforce data. We're also designing Agentforce so it can be extended with agent actions built by our partners, including many of those here today. And of course, we're delivering on the promise to cross the boundaries of CRM by investing in our zero-copy data network. This gives Agentforce access to data in third-party data lakes and warehouses without the burden of ETL. The last thing I'll share before jumping into the 101 of agent actions is this. Our partner community has really come together around Agentforce, and I'm thankful for it. So let me show you what it looks like. Looking at this, we created this slide in the middle of last year, and the numbers just keep going up. We've had over 1,000 partners enabled on Agentforce, and right now we have over 300 partners building agent actions. This is just incredible. We also have 5 agent actions listed on the App Exchange and 36 in active security review. And if you look at some of the logos on this page, you'll see some of our largest and some of our smaller partners all building toward this future. Before I hand things off, let me switch over and talk about the building blocks of Agentforce. There are 3 building blocks. First are topics, which we may evolve to skills if you saw our more recent Agentforce 2.0 launch. Topics are grouped into functional domain boundaries and allow our reasoning and planning services to chain only relevant actions for the specific domain. For example, order management, repairs, and general FAQ can be topics for an e-commerce agent. Second are the instructions that guide our planner service on how to choose which actions to chain together, and even which clarifying questions to ask a user. Last are the agent actions that complete specific tasks. These are the building blocks of what it makes it possible to deliver agents with Agentforce. Of course, Agentforce is partner ready, and as an ISV partner, you can build, package, and distribute your own customer agent actions. The last thing I'll share before turning things over is to show how a partner agent action might show up with your customer. The experience works really in a conversation or with a trigger. In this case, a customer is asking about their order status. Our reasoning service broke down the intention of the customer query, and the planner service wanted to chain an order status topic, but it's not available. This opens up an opportunity for an ISV agent action. In this case, the subscriber would go ahead and add an agent action for order management. Then, when a customer asks about an order status, the agent can reason through, plan, and execute the actions necessary to meet this outcome. So with that, let me turn things over. It's time to see what our partners have to share. Thank you all.
Very exciting. Matthew, thank you so much for giving us that intro, though. I think it's such a great thing to kind of understand a little bit of what we're exploring. We have to know how we got here. So I appreciate you kind of walking us through that journey. And now we're going to get to see it in action. So I'm going to send you away, Matthew, but don't go anywhere because we're bringing you back later.
Thanks.
All right, we are going to keep things rolling. So here's how it's going to work for the next little bit. And I hope you guys are all pumped up and excited by everything that we just heard from Matthew to really get in and start to see the real world impacts of Agentforce. What we're going to do is we're going to bring out 3 different partners. We're going to bring them out one at a time. We'll introduce them, get to know them a little bit, and kind of see how they are operating in the real world, the awesomeness that is each one of these 3 partners. And then you'll get a chance to ask questions of each one of them as well. So as the presentations are going through, please get those questions in because we want to make sure that we get the chance to answer those and chat about them with our incredible partners. So I'm going to kick things off today, and I am very excited to get into this first conversation. Here are our 3 partners. Here we go. Very exciting. We're going to kick things off with Assemble. Now, Assemble is a leader in helping businesses within the Salesforce ecosystem redefine the future of work. I love that. That is such an exciting and something that really impacts all of us, right? Assemble is combining innovative software like Assemble Agents with the expert consulting in order to streamline those operations, also boosting productivity and scale growth. So those are 3 things that I know are top of list for everybody in this audience, right? We all want those. With decades of experience and thousands of successful projects, Assemble is the trusted partner for driving lasting success for companies utilizing the Salesforce ecosystem. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. But here we go. Let's get rolling with Brad Owens, Vice President, Salesforce Alliance at Assemble. Brad, thank you so much for being here to kick off our sessions today.
Well, I appreciate it, Jess. Thanks for that intro. I wonder who wrote that for you. They wrote a great intro. But it's true.
Yeah.
So it's all true. At Assemble, we are all about helping businesses reimagine the way that they work. And while we specialize in recruiting and talent solutions, we also support industries like legal, real estate, construction, really any business that relies on efficient and scalable operations. So it's our view that, like recruiting, there are still so many different industries that could benefit from the Salesforce platform, but have yet to realize its full potential. So what sets us apart is, like Jess said, it's how we combine AI-driven automation with this human expertise. So our Salesforce solutions are designed to adapt to each company's unique needs, whether it's simplifying a recruiting process or maybe optimizing some complex workflows. We also combine that with decades of Salesforce consulting experience. So that includes thousands of completed projects that are all focused on really driving business transformations that are tailored to clients' needs. And the best part is everything we do is built on Salesforce. So that means all our solutions are secure, they're scalable, and they seamlessly integrate with all the tools that businesses already use. So we're here to help companies grow, innovate, and get the most out of their Salesforce investment. So I'll move to the next slide here. So for today's session, Salesforce asked us to share something that we're truly excited about, and that's the Assemble Agent Suite. And this suite represents a new frontier in AI-driven solutions. It's designed to enhance how modern workflows function. It's built on Agentforce, and it's all about scalability, efficiency, and helping businesses stay ahead in their ever-evolving markets. So let's start with the basics. The suite automates repetitive tasks, those kinds of tasks that really bog down your team's time, sap all their energy. And by taking those off their plate, it allows your employees to focus on what truly matters, the strategic, the creative, and real high-impact work that drives your business forward. But it's not just about automation. What sets us apart and what Salesforce has uniquely enabled through Agentforce is the way that it combines autonomy with real-time intelligence. These agents don't just do, they think. And they leverage real-time data to provide insights that help you make smarter, more informed decisions that can help shape your operations, improve outcomes, and even open up some new opportunities. So think about the versatility of this. So whether you're in recruiting, maybe you're back office operations, maybe you're sourcing talent, the Assemble Agent Suite adapts to your needs. It's designed to optimize processes to boost productivity and really evolve with your business. So as you watch and listen today, think about where this kind of innovation could fit into your organization. How could freeing up your team's time or enhancing their decision-making change the game for your business? That's the vision of the Assemble Agent Suite. And to give you, it's supposed to give you the tools to not just keep up, but truly lead in your industry. So today I'm excited to show you the Assemble Recruiter Agent and how it can transform your talent acquisition process. So this is an agent that's tailor-made for recruiting and talent solutions. It's designed to really streamline your workflow so that you can focus on what matters most. And in this case, it'd be connecting with top talent. What makes what you're going to see today stand out is how this agent leverages Salesforce's data cloud and interactional data. So this means that it delivers some actionable insight based on interactions that happen across different platforms and mediums. So let's take a second to really talk about interactional data then, because it's a big part about how these AI agents work. So interactional data is basically the information that gets captured during the everyday back and forth of your business, whether it's with candidates or maybe with employees or even some internal processes. It's everything from a recruiter maybe updating a candidate status to an applicant interacting with your online application system. What makes it so useful is that it's happening in real time. It's dynamic, it's detailed, and it helps paint a clear picture of what's going on in the moment. So for example, some interactional data in recruiting could maybe highlight patterns in how candidates respond to different types of job descriptions. And it could allow agents to tailor matches more effectively because of that. Or it might show that a candidate meets certain qualifications, so the recruiter is prompted to move them forward in the process automatically. Or maybe it does it for them. So this isn't just about looking back at what's already happened. It's about using that information to make things faster, more accurate, and more efficient in real time. So this interactional data lets these agents move beyond just handling tasks. They actually start improving how those tasks are done in ways that really align with what your business needs. So this type of data capture is really only possible with the Salesforce platform. And that's why we've chosen to focus on this platform specifically. So these real world benefits are just incredibly significant. We're talking about faster placements, improved recruiter productivity, and a much better candidate experience, which we could all stand to benefit from. It's all about reducing the time and the effort that's spent on repetitive tasks so your team can focus on building strong relationships and making the right hires. So what you're about to see is you're going to see this recruiter agent in action, how it handles several critical tasks. So it can automate the creation of job descriptions, it can identify some potential candidates from your talent pool, and even schedule interviews. And that's all done with simple prompts using these agent actions. So I'm going to let you watch that now. As a recruiter, I find it tremendously helpful to use Salesforce to help organize the jobs that I'm working on. Jobs like this staff accountant role right here. Now, in order to fill this successfully, I'm going to need to know a few pieces of information, and one of those is missing from this job, and that's a job description. Now, instead of writing one of these from scratch, I'm using the Assemble Recruiter agent in my Salesforce environment, so I can simply just ask it, can you help me write a job description for this role? Now, it understands from context what role I'm talking about, and because we filled a few staff accountant jobs in the past, it came up with a job description that I can edit and then save to my job with just a few clicks. Now that we've got a job description, I also need to understand what this hiring manager typically likes to see to make sure I'm matching the right candidates. Thankfully, we've worked with Byron in the past, and we have a number of different jobs that we've had for him and interviews that he's completed to know what he likes to see. So instead of me going through all that information, I can simply just ask my agent, what do I need to know about this hiring manager? It understands that means Byron. It'll go through those records that I showed you, and it'll come up with a few different skill sets that he likes to see. Now, I need to understand from all of these different applicants which one of these actually fits that profile that Byron likes to see. And instead of wasting my time going through all of these, I can simply just ask my recruiter agent, do any of these applicants actually fit that skill set that Byron's looking for? And as a matter of fact, it came up with a few that I can simply just add to my ATS with a click. It understands that I mean add these candidates to this job. And if I go over to the ATS, you can see that both of those candidates are here. Now I want to move Philippa forward into our interview process, and that typically involves a bunch of back and forth emails. But instead, I can ask my agent, can you help me set up an interview with Philippa for tomorrow? Now it knows my calendar, it understands how long I need for an interview, and it offers up a few different selections from my calendar that I can simply just send to my candidate in just a click. Now it understands to send those available slots to Philippa, and it also has moved her through the process to our next stage. Now, Burke here has been interviewing for a little while longer, and he has a few different interviews that have been completed. I need to understand how those interviews have gone. Instead of emailing all the people that have interviewed Burke, I can simply just ask my agent, can you give me a summary of all of the candidate interviews for Burke Kelly? Now, it goes through all those records. It comes up with even a recommendation to tell us, yes, this person should move forward. So now I need to present this person to the hiring manager. Now, we've worked with Burke. We understand what Burke is good at, what he has done for us in the past. We should be able to write a good email to this hiring manager. But instead of me having to do that, I can simply just ask my recruiter agent, let's go ahead and send out Burke to the hiring manager. It understands what we're asking it to do, and it'll come up with an email that I can then edit and then send to our hiring manager. And all that's made possible because I'm using the Assemble recruiter agent inside my Salesforce environment. So what you saw there, that's just the start. We've got other agents in early stages of development, other actions that we're bringing out to tackle even more recruiting challenges. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with the bigger picture of what Assemble can do. While we've talked a lot about how our recruiting agents streamline talent acquisition, Assemble's expertise goes well beyond that. We leverage Salesforce expertise, these AI-driven solutions, and scalable technology to deliver tailored Agentforce deployments across multiple different industries. So while we may be known for our recruiting and talent-focused solutions, we do far more than that. In legal, construction, real estate, whatever the field, the idea is the same. We're helping businesses run smoother by automating the repetitive stuff that takes up so much time. Think tasks like processing documents, managing schedules, handling website inquiries. These are all things that AI agents can take care of, freeing up teams to focus more on the big picture work that really drives results. So it's not about getting things done faster, it's about working smarter. So whether it's keeping projects on track in construction, ensuring some compliance in legal, or helping real estate agents close deals quicker, we're making it easier for businesses to stay ahead in their field without adding more complexity. So at the end of the day, it's about giving businesses the tools they need to focus on what they do best. And with Assemble, it's about delivering the future of work that's tailored to every business that we serve, all while helping our customers get the most out of the Salesforce platform. So thanks for letting me show that today, Jess. I appreciate it.
Well, that was awesome. What a great demo. And it is really cool to get to see something in action. You know, it's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to really see things kind of taking shape. And you've given us a lot to think about, Brad. Some really great insight here. And we actually have a lot of questions coming in, which we are not going to have time to get to. What we're going to do is we're going to go with one question now, then we're going to keep rolling, and then we'll see if we can squeeze in a few more questions as we go. Sound good to you, Brad?
Sure, let's do it.
Perfect. All right. So I want to start with a little bit of a question here. We got a couple of questions coming in around, the use cases in recruiting and talent. And I think obviously this is top of mind for a lot of folks, and that's really what you've been able to highlight for us today. Can you talk to us a little bit about why you think this is such a great opportunity for Agentforce and what you see those use cases, how you see those kind of playing out?
Sure. Yeah. You've been seeing a lot of announcements from Salesforce all around Agentforce. And if you watch the Agentforce 2.0 just announcement and demonstrations, a lot of that focused around recruiting. And I think it's because recruiting, like the other industries that we serve, they're very if this, then that types of industries. So if you think about the employees that we hire into these roles, like I had to do when I ran my own recruiting firm, we can give them a sort of decision tree with logic kind of built into their day. And if this happens, or if they say this, or if the candidate has this skill, then do this. It's very formulaic. So if you think about what Salesforce has enabled here as kind of that true digital labor platform, it allows you to apply the same sorts of hiring, onboarding, training to these agents. And the recruiting industry lends itself really well to what agents are able to do. And the other industries that we serve, those other service industries, are all very, very similar. So there's a lot of impact to be made. It makes agents perfect for that.
Well, that is a great answer. I wish we could spend a little more time digging in now, Brad, but you know what? We're gonna keep you here. Don't go anywhere because I want to chat with you a little bit more in just a moment. But we're gonna kind of leave things there now. Thank you very much for that chat and that demo. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, now you guys don't go anywhere. If you need a stretch break, stand up and jump around for 10 seconds and then sit right back down, because I promise you are going to want to be here for our next session as we move right along in this exciting sort of, it's not quite a demo jam, is it? It's kind of like a demo wheel of awesome. That's what I'm going to go with. Demo wheel of awesomeness. That's what we're here for today. Up next, we are going to be chatting with GoMeadow. Now, GoMeadow delivers an absolutely outstanding scheduling experience in Salesforce as a native Salesforce scheduling and booking engine. They support that full business cycle, right? So from planning and reservations to bookings through to payments, so that whole thing. And with all data stored in Salesforce, you get to easily re-engage again with your customers customers. So Go Meadows' mission is to help organizations maximize their efficiency. That's a big theme today, right? User experience, and grow that business. That's what all of this comes down to. All of this wonderful efficiency allows you to grow. With Agentforce, customers can combine Go Meadow advanced scheduling with a great AI-driven user experience. So instead of entering your desired preferences, you can now actually just choose from the available options generated via a conversation with an agent. I love that. That gets me very excited for booking your or for making an appointment. So this is a very unique way of activating your CRM data for your scheduling needs. I think this is something I'm really looking forward to digging into a bit further. And we are going to bring out Jerome Vansandan. How'd I do, Jerome? That was my attempt at French. He's the lead solutions engineer here at Go Meadow. Did I get pretty close? Oh, hang on. I can't hear you, Jerome. I can't hear all the nice things you're saying about my French. We lost your audio. Hang tight. Keep saying nice things about me while you're muted. We'll do a quick refresh.
All right, next try.
Now we got you.
Awesome.
Excellent. Welcome.
Jess, about the French, but no, it was really good. Thanks.
I'll work on that. I do live in Canada. I should probably be better at that. Welcome, bienvenue,
Thanks.
And take it away.
Merci. Merci beaucoup. All right, thanks, Jess. Hi, everyone. So yeah, I'm Jerome. I'm the lead solution engineer here at Go Meadow. And today what I want to do is walk you through what we've been doing with Agentforce in the past few months, and also how we see the future of agentic systems, such as Agentforce in combination with scheduling and planning. Now, before we dive into the details, I'd first like to give you a quick overview of who we are and what we do, right? So Go Meadow is a native Salesforce application. We do scheduling, planning, and booking, and it's really designed to handle any scheduling use case you can imagine, basically. So we've been around since 2009. Back when we were still known as Booker25. And our mission's really always been clear, right? It's been to help our customers grow their business by transforming the way they manage bookings, planning, and scheduling. So at the heart of our solution, as Jess already mentioned, is our scheduling business cycle, which you can see here on the right. So it all starts with understanding customer demand. Whether it's in education, where students need housing and access to campus resources, or in healthcare, where patients require complex coordination of operations, medical staff, and medical equipment, or even in automotive, where vehicle movements, maintenance, and repairs need to be tracked, Go Meadow is built to make that resource planning simple and effective. So when we look at this business cycle, in step number 1 is where we help our customers organize their resources effortlessly. In step 2, we then bring these schedules to life by exposing real-time resource availability to our customers' customers. So whether that's through Experience Cloud, a website, or a mobile app. Imagine that you're opening an app and you instantly see availability of exactly what you need. It's basically that easy. In step 3, we then take care of the next big thing, which is seamless payments and confirmations. So with integrations for payments and automated email confirmations directly inside of Salesforce, customers can book, pay, and confirm their appointments with just a few simple clicks. Then all this data basically flows back into Salesforce in step 4, where our customers can then access powerful reports and dashboards. So these insights enable them to see what's working, identify opportunities, and engage customers in a more targeted way in step number 5. And basically, this creates a positive feedback loop that drives customer demand and in the end fuels business growth. So that's what we do. And of course, we're incredibly proud to have been one of the first partners with an App Exchange listing, with an Agentforce listing on the App Exchange. This marks for us an exciting next step in helping our customers unlock even more potential. By integrating the power of Agentforce, we're taking scheduling and customer engagement to the next level. We bring personalization, smarter automation, and seamless conversational interactions to the table. So having said that, let's have a look at a quick demo of what we've been doing with Agentforce for the past few months. GoMeadow is a Salesforce ISV partner that just launched its reservation time slot custom action for Agentforce. Let's take a look at how GoMeadow's new Agentforce custom action is helping Salesforce customers simplifying complex booking processes. One of GoMeadow's customers is a scheduler. This scheduler is charged with scheduling complex personal consultations across consultation and operating rooms, medical staff, and equipment. Wouldn't it be great if Agentforce could simplify this for them? That's where GoMeadow comes in. When the scheduler asks Agentforce, visible here on the right, to find a suitable time slot for a specific treatment for a specific patient, Agentforce generates a dynamic time slot leveraging the instructions from the action. The scheduler is able to easily book a date and time and split this up into efficient, resource-saving sub-reservations, and automatically sends out a confirmation email with an ICS file for the patient's calendar. Now let's take a look at what this looks like under the hood. By going into Agentforce Builder, you can see all the actions assigned to Agentforce, which includes GoMeadow's custom action, which would allow them to find an optimal time slot and simplify their complex booking needs. On the left, you can see the partner apps that the organization is using, and they can pull in those actions directly into Agentforce. Now, you have a happy admin who can easily customize and enhance Agentforce with GoMeadow's custom actions, a happy scheduler who can easily book a time slot and split this up into efficient, resource-saving sub-reservations, and a happy customer who gets helped in the best way possible and receives a confirmation email with an ICS file for their calendar. That's the power of Agentforce and GoMeadow. GoMeadow. Find us on the App Exchange.
Yeah, so I think that was a great example of how GoMeadow and Agentforce come together to simplify, for example, a complex operating schedule in healthcare. By leveraging this combination, we not only streamline the scheduling of intricate processes, but we also ensure the most efficient use of available resources. So it's really a powerful combination that transforms resource planning from a challenge into a competitive advantage. Now, as we look ahead, what's next in the agentic scheduling landscape? The future is really all about smarter, more dynamic systems that adapt to user needs in real time. So we're talking about integrating even more intuitive AI-driven tools, creating a truly conversational scheduling experience, and further enhancing resource optimization. We think these advancements will continue to reshape the way businesses operate, driving growth, efficiency, and customer satisfaction to new heights. But first, let me ask you something. So I'd like you all to raise your hand if you've become more patient when it comes to your online customer experience. So I can't really see you, but I'm willing to bet that not many hands went up. Well, mine didn't, at least. And that's completely normal, right? We've all grown accustomed to getting exactly what we want almost instantly, on demand and with great flexibility. We expect our interactions to be efficient, fast, and reliable, and we love it when companies personalize their experience just for us. So where does that leave organizations? They're often stuck in a tricky situation, right? They're dealing with increasingly impatient customers while managing limited resources. This means that they have to squeeze maximum efficiency out of what they have, deliver constantly reliable results, and still be ready to scale and adapt to an ever-changing environment. Now, this sounds pretty much impossible, right? But then came the agents. So imagine a world where scheduling and planning your resources is as simple as having a conversation. That's exactly what GoMeadow and Agentforce bring to the table. Whether through Experience Cloud or your customer website or WhatsApp even, imagine allowing your customers to schedule seamlessly by answering a few intuitive questions. This innovative integration matches their preferences to the best options, all while delivering a truly personalized experience. But it doesn't stop there. With GoMeadow and Agentforce, you can go beyond just scheduling, right? You can ensure that users are well prepared for their visit, for example. Imagine receiving detailed information about what to expect, how to prepare, and even insights that make every interaction feel personal. By proactively providing this information, GoMedo and Agentforce not only enhance user confidence, but also boost your staff efficiency by reducing repetitive inquiries. At the same time, for administrators and staff, GoMedo and Agentforce become indispensable allies. Together, they offer real-time insights at your fingertips. There's no more need to create reports to figure out which rooms are underutilized or how many bookings you've had in a day, for example. With GoMedo and Agentforce, Salesforce admin can now make smarter, data-driven decisions, while staff members gain clarity on their schedules, all from a shared, streamlined platform. So whether you're looking to simplify scheduling, improve user engagement, or optimize operations, GoMedo and Agentforce deliver ever more personalized and conversational interactions. Together, they redefine what's possible in scheduling and resource management. And to wrap things up, I'd like to thank you very much. And we obviously love to explore this further with you. So I'd invite you to schedule a call with us today, and let's discuss how GoMedo and Agentforce can help you transform your scheduling, optimize your resources, and create exceptional experiences for your customers.
Jerome, that was so great. And I have to say, I think every single person can relate to that desire to get a handle on their schedule and to just stop, that little bit of anxiety. Sometimes when I show my calendar to people, or like if I'm going through something, even with friends, and they look at my calendar, and and it's like, yeah, I get it. It's a crazy place. And being able to get a handle on that, I think is a huge gift. It almost feels like the gift of time back, just being able to be organized. There's a lot of questions coming in. And as I said to Brad, what we're going to do is take one question. I'm actually going to summarize a few questions because I'm trying to keep things going, and then we'll bring you back at the end. But we got a couple of questions in here that are basically pointing at the same thing. And so what we're looking for is kind of a key unique. And what do you think is really the standout feature that we should be aware of with GoMedo?
That's a good point. Well, basically with GoMedo, we focus on a really broad spectrum of scheduling, planning and booking, right? So we also, for example, often hear the question, well, why should I go for GoMedo and not for Salesforce Scheduler, for example, right? Where Salesforce Scheduler is obviously a great product for appointment-based scheduling, we cover, I think, a bit of a broader spectrum. So if you think about things as I mentioned, education, student housing, you can also think of holiday park accommodation bookings, any kind of rentals where you need to track, like we have a customer that tracks their boats and their bikes here in Amsterdam, for example. So it's really a very broad. You can basically schedule anything that you as a company sell in the end. So that's from a use case perspective. And then from a technical perspective, GoMedo works with any object that you already might have in Salesforce. So you might already be working with a lot of objects, and then you think, okay, I actually need to schedule those. You can just bring in GoMedo, hook up those objects, and get started straight away with the data that you've been working with all those years. So I think those are two really strong points of using GoMedo inside of Salesforce.
Yeah, that's great, unique. And I also have to say, I wish I lived in a place where boat and bikes rentals were a way to get around. That would be very nice. We're a little more skis and ice skates here, but I'm envious.
Sounds great as well.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us, Jerome. That was a really great insight, and I loved the demo. Like I said, I'm going to ask you to hang out for a little bit, and I'll bring you back here to chat with us all shortly.
Cool, thanks.
All right, and we are going to keep things rolling. Now, here's the thing. Our next wonderful speaker is here with us from a very familiar face. We're going to be inviting Mike Prisman, Senior Partner Marketing Manager at Google Workspace. Now, Mike, first of all, thank you for being here with us. Happy to have you with us. Second of all, also, look at us being all matchy. This is great. Wait, I can't high five the right way. There we go. High five, Mike. We'll work on that. We're off to a good start. No one grade us based on our high five skills. On our fashion sense, yes, clearly. Mike, you are representing Google Workspace. Now, I think Google obviously really needs no introduction, but I do think sometimes there's a little bit of confusion between when we're talking about Google, when we're talking about Google Workspace. So maybe I'll ask you to start with giving us a little bit of clarity on that.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thanks for having us here, everyone. I know this has been a long session, a lot of great information here, so I'll try to keep things pretty simple for us to get through. I know we have 15 minutes left of today's session. So Google Workspace. Google Workspace is one of the most popular productivity platforms in the world. Over 3 billion users, still an incredible number when I even think about how many people across the world are using Google Workspace. 10 million paying businesses using Workspace. So Workspace is, of course, all of the apps that we use day to day, both probably in your personal life, in your work life, if your company is using Workspace, whether that's Gmail, Calendar, Chat, Docs, Sheets, Slides. I'm not going to name off all of the different apps, but you can see them on your screen here. But basically from startups to global enterprises, really businesses are discovering how they can use our tools, and not just to replace existing systems, but really unlocking new possibilities for how their teams get work done and how they can work together. So hopefully many of you are familiar with how you can communicate more effectively using Gmail, using Google Chat with suggested responses, a lot of the really cool capabilities we've added over the years, working together and collaborating with teammates and with customers and outside whoever you might be working with Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides, not having to have multiple versions saved, all of that cool stuff here. And then, of course, being able to stay in touch, whether it's using Google Meet or Google Chat to communicate in real time. And then, of course, all these apps in Workspace work together amazingly to be able to share content back and forth and collaborate, really bringing us to the future of work. Now, connecting all these things here, you've probably seen a ton around all the different AI capabilities all these different companies are offering. Hopefully you've heard of Google Gemini. Gemini for Workspace is built across all of Workspace. It's our always-on AI assistant, helps you create, write, research, so many different things you can do, all with enterprise-grade security and privacy. And the cool thing about Gemini is it's not a bolt-on feature. It's not a separate tool. It's seamlessly woven across most of our apps, Gmail, Docs, Sheets, all of the Workspace applications. So when using Gemini AI capabilities, you don't need to learn a new tool how to use it. It's just going to be built in there. So that's a little bit about that, but I don't want to steal the thunder from Agentforce, of course. So let's pivot a little bit to Google's partnership with Salesforce and Agentforce, because that's what we're all here today to hear about. So firstly, with Google, we have two kind of components of our partnership with Agentforce. First, it's combining the capabilities of Gemini using Salesforce. We're not here to talk about that one today. Today, we're talking about how we're putting Workspace capabilities in the hands of Agentforce and how you can be using Workspace while you're working inside of Salesforce, while you're working with Agentforce. So what we call is it's kind of a bi-directional integration between our platforms. So again, left side is if you're working inside of Workspace, getting work done as a seller. On the right side here is if you're inside of Salesforce, using Agentforce actions to then interact with Workspace. So I have a pretty simple demo I'm going to jump to here. It'll show a little bit about what this is, and then I'll come back here to kind of answer more questions and walk you through it. But really, when we're looking at this demo video, think of it as how can a user, by using Agentforce actions, how can they get a lot of their work done that they would normally need to do while they would be inside of Google Workspace. So whether that's searching for a file to share with a contact within an opportunity in Salesforce. So let me jump to the demo here, and then we'll be right back.
Let's take a look at the Google Workspace Actions for Agentforce, built to help sales teams streamline their Salesforce workflows by reducing context switching when needing to share important material with an opportunity. In this demo, a seller has a task to share a solution brief with Symbol Bank CIO Walter Ross to help move this opportunity forward. The seller already has an email drafted that mentions the solution brief has been shared, and now all that's left is to find the right document, create a PDF, and share it with Walter. With the Google Workspace Actions, the seller just needs to ask the Agentforce agent to find the document by typing, "Can you find me the Google Workspace solution brief?" And immediately, the agent is able to search all the documents and slides the seller has access to on their organization's Google Drive. When it finds a match, it gives the seller a link to the document to preview it in a new tab. Finding the relevant document is already a great start to help save time without needing to open Google Drive and search for the right file, but the Google Workspace action can do even more. Let's now ask the Agentforce agent to export the document as a PDF and share it with our opportunity using a secure link to the newly created PDF. Without any complicated commands, you just need to chat with the agent using a phrase like, "Can you export it to a PDF and share?" After confirming the request, your PDF is created and instantly shared with the email address you provided, eliminating the need to even copy-paste the link in the email. You're also given a secure link to the PDF that can be included in your email or other message to your customer.
Okay, so that was a quick, short demo here. The idea of what we're doing with our workspace actions in Agentforce is, again, what are some of the common things that you would need to do inside of Workspace to kind of help move an opportunity forward? So when you're thinking of how do I move a sales opportunity forward, I probably need to share some information with the contact. Maybe I want to send documents just as a PDF. I want to be able to track it, give them easy access to it. So reducing a lot of the friction of, hey, normally I'm getting most of my work done in Salesforce. I got to find this file. Now I have to kind of lose my focus. I need to open a new browser. I need to jump into Google Drive, search for the file, use the different UI over in Workspace to be able to share it. So instead, using, as you saw in the demo here, using the chat capabilities with the Agentforce action agent on the right side, you're really just telling it what you want it to do. So, hey, I need to find a file. So I'm going to type, I need to find the file. It'll find it for me. I need to export it. I need to share it with so-and-so, all within the familiar Salesforce user interface for the seller here. So really reducing a lot of that friction. So that's a little bit about what we're building with our workspace actions. This is really just the first steps. We're building a long roadmap of capabilities of how you can benefit from workspace inside of Salesforce using Agentforce, and then vice versa. How can we take a lot of the capabilities you would need to do from Salesforce and put that inside of the workspace interface? But I know we've been through a lot of content here today. I'm going to move to our kind of Q&A session, start with, I think, questions for me, and then we'll kind of move back to the broader group. But I appreciate everyone's time and patience today with today's session.
We covered a lot, and you're an excellent grand finale, Mike. You nailed that. And I think there's still lots more that we want to dig into here. What I'm going to do is actually ask you to explore a little bit. We had a few questions coming in around the challenges that you were addressing. So maybe I can get you to just dive in a little bit further to what you had in mind, what Google Workspace and Salesforce were looking to kind of solve with Agentforce actions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so as I was mentioning, really the key challenge we're trying to solve for our mutual customers is how can we help them be more productive, kind of eliminate a lot of the time wasted of doing kind of less value actions. No pun intended with the actions. So, a lot of users, they need to jump back and forth between multiple tools. That's really one of the biggest wastes of time, I think. So it's about, hey, I'm in Salesforce right now. I need to find that file, like I mentioned. I don't want to have to then open up a whole new browser tab. Not that it's more than a few clicks, but open up a whole new kind of chain of thought of how am I going to do this? How do I find it? Where is it? I just want to get my work done where I'm spending most of my day. So it's about solving those problems of just making it a little bit easier, reducing that friction between what do I need to do to get to where I need to go, and we'll just make it as friendly as possible by just chatting with the agent to get that done. And then vice versa. I mean, if you're a seller who, of course, is dependent on Salesforce, but you get most of your work done using in your collaboration tools, such as Workspace, then we're pulling in a lot of the goodness of Salesforce into that, which we didn't cover on today's session. This is more about the actions that are part of Agentforce.
Yeah, so there's clearly lots more that we could dig into with all of this, right?
Yeah. But bottom line, time savings by removing those kind of less important steps you need to do to get your job done.
Well, removing friction, increasing efficiency, this seems to be a major theme for all of our conversations today. And on that note, I'm going to bring out the whole wonderful crew with us today. And we're going to do a sort of wrap and final thoughts because we've got about 5 minutes left. Now, before I jump into that, first and foremost, thank you. Big high fives to all of you. This was such an interesting day and really cool to see. Yes, right? Brad, okay. Yeah, we got to practice this. We're going to work on this is all we're going to do to prep for our next webinar is just practice high-fiving on screen. Glad you're all on board with that. Before we wrap up, there were a lot of questions that came in today. So for those of you out in the audience that have been asking questions, a couple of things. One, I know that we got to a few as we went through our conversation. Hopefully we got some answers to you. Those that we didn't get to over live chat or in our live conversation, we are going to send all of your questions to these teams. So you are going to get responses back from Salesforce. You will get answers back to each of your questions. So if you still have a burning question, there is still time to get that in. Please do get those questions in for our wonderful speakers. Speaker panel, I have one last question for you all. And this is from the top of my head. So now we're getting, the audience had their turn to ask exciting questions, and now it's my turn. My question for all of you is, what is a sort of final key thought? We got a lot of information. We got a lot of ideas. If you had one thing that you would want everyone in the audience to walk away and either spend some time thinking about or actually taking action on, what would that be? And I'm going to ask you to go in the same order. So we're going to go Brad, Jerome, and Mike, and then Matthew, I'm going to wrap up with you in the end here.
Great. Sure. Let me kick it off then. So, with Agentforce, Salesforce calls this the platform for digital labor. So the sooner that you can really start thinking about this like another team member, the more likely you are to see the benefits of what this can really do for you. I mean, these are employees. These are employees that don't take breaks. They work nights and weekends. They show up every day ready for more. And I mean, as an example, at Assemble, we have an SDR agent that we're currently onboarding. Just like any other employee, we're putting them through this training, helping them perfect what they do, making sure they represent us in the right way. But shortly, we'll have an autonomous employee with their own light items in our budget. So payroll, if you will, just ready to help transform our business. And I think the companies that think about these agents as true employees are going to be the first to see the benefits.
Love that. Great wrap-up thought. Jerome, I'm going to kick things over to you.
Yeah, cool. Thanks. I think it's really don't make it too complicated, right? I think the key is to start by clearly defining the use case that you want to solve. So understand the problem that you want to solve, the outcomes that you want to achieve with that. We've seen that there's really many directions to go in. And once you have that clarified, then you can think about the technologies such as Agentforce and how to best leverage to meet those needs. I mean, in the end, Agentforce is really designed to adapt to any kind of use case, right? So by really making sure that you first focus on a specific challenge, align that one with the functionality that Agentforce offers, that will make sure that you not only have a solution that meets your needs in the end, but also drives growth, efficiency, and customer satisfaction in the end. So I think that's just something to keep in mind when you're doing that.
It's a great action step, great place to start. Mike, once again, I'm making you our grand finale here for our speakers. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I really liked everybody's answer, especially Brad, thinking about basically whether it's Agentforce or any of the other AI platforms, think of them almost as, as an employee that doesn't get tired. They can do all of the boring work you don't want it to do. I mean, I do so much with, for example, with Gemini, using that just as kind of a sounding board for me to talk to get marketing ideas off the ground, especially with the Agentforce here. I mean, just giving it those commands to do things you want it to do. So I think the key thing is there's a use case for every type of role within your company, whether you're in marketing, sales, IT, support, and admin, and being able to really quickly learn how can my job be easier using one of the capabilities provided with Agentforce or any other platform out there. How can I quickly take something and start using it, and then growing within the platform? How can I do more of it? Just kind of really latching onto the one thing that make it easy to start.
Well, I think all three of you have given us some great ways to kind of get started and take what we've heard today and start putting it into action, start, making it part of our thought process as we walk away. Matthew, you kicked us off today, so I'm going to ask you to bookend us here. If you have a final thought or key takeaway, and then I'm going to throw an extra curveball at you. I'd also love an action step to learn more, to kind of get started if anyone out there is ready to jump in right away with Agentforce.
Well, I'm going to start by hitting that last one. I encourage everyone to visit the Agentforce Exchange collection to really get inspired to see what partners are actually doing today with their agent actions. This is where we're going to see the latest and greatest of people who are innovating on top of the platform. So that's your immediate action step. And once you've done that, once you have your use case and you have an idea of where you're going, the thing that I think is most important, having seen partners build on the platform and building tools for them, is to build trust in what we're actually building. Trust that the agent actions that you're building and delivering to your customers actually are doing what you want. And so the one piece that I want to just announce is yesterday, Agentforce Testing Center has started to roll out to developer Scratchworks. What that means is you can start to put the testing capabilities to understand how your agent performs with specific utterances into your CI/CD pipeline. This is something that's been asked about for all of our partners who've been working with Agentforce from the beginning, and we're excited to start rolling that out to your Scratch orgs as of yesterday. So get excited, jump on that, really see how this fits into your actual CI/CD developer workflow, and understand how Agentforce is actually going to become a part of your business going forward. So that's my announcement for you. Encourage everyone to go to the Agent Exchange, get excited, start experimenting, and launch your products.
That was a fantastic final thought, a great place to wrap up. I really do have to say to all of you, high fives aside, we did a great job today. We had a great conversation. I really appreciate all of you being here. The demos were really insightful and interesting, and I know that we crammed a lot into a short period of time. We are just over time, so I will let all of you go. But thank you so much for joining us today. All right. And to all of you out there that are still asking questions, please do keep those coming in. As I said, we are going to get these sent to the Salesforce team. So you are going to get responses back. Make sure you get those questions in. Don't let them continue to rattle around in your brain. You can also click over on the handouts tab and you can go right over and start exploring the Agentforce partner page. So make sure you've got that tab open. Hold on to that because we're about to close things up. And that is going to be a great way to get more information, more insight right away. Obviously, I don't know about you guys, but I am pumped up and ready to learn more myself. And this is a great way to kick that off. So open that tab, hold on to that, and get ready to jump in. Before you do that, I have one more little piece of business to take care of. We have a $250 Amazon gift card that we are going to give away to someone who is here live, present, and a little bit lucky at the webinar today. And that special somebody is Ella Bereznak from Washington, D.C. Ella Bereznak from Washington, D.C. Congratulations to you. Now, as always, we will be in touch about claiming your prize after we wrap up the webinar. Well, with that, on behalf of the SmartBrief team, I want to once again thank Salesforce for making this webinar possible, especially to our incredible speakers, to Brad, Jerome, Mike, and to Matthew. You have each given us a lot to think about today. As I said, the demos were really interesting. I love getting into some of the challenges and real world problems that we're solving, and then seeing those fast and efficient solutions that we can start to implement in our days. And on that note, that really brings me around to all of you. I know we were just talking about this. Speed and efficiency are an important part of all of our lives. We all have a lot going on. Our schedules are out of control. And the fact that each and every one of you took time out of your day today to come and join us, to participate in this discussion, to spend some time learning about how we can make things a little bit faster as we transform our sales, our customer service, and our overall connection to the people in our sphere. And I think that is a really exciting place at the core of this, is doing more of what we love, building more of those connections through some of these tools and solutions. So I hope that you're feeling pumped up, ready to learn more. I know I am. And most of all, I hope that I get to see you all at a webinar again soon. But until then, have an absolutely beautiful end to your day. Thanks all.